Hello, welcome to this Reil review. I'm Bryant.
And I'm Matt.
And today we're reviewing The Coldest Night, published by Indie Boards and Cards. It is a cooperative survival game for 1 to 4 players.
So let's get into it.
So we've just finished a game, my first game of The Coldest Night, and so we're going to talk about our thoughts about that.
I think my 6th game.
6th game? Okay.
7th? 12th.
All right.
I've played it a bunch.
We'll keep better track next time.
Nah.
So
You ever won?
yeah,
It sounds like a no.
we'll talk about win rates in a second here. So Matt, when would this game be hitting the table for you?
So this game's really easy to play. It's a simple game, just cards, a couple of little tokens. You can teach the game fairly quickly because all people really have to know is that number bigger than that number. So it can hit the table a lot, but it's a filler game. You're not going to spend an entire night playing this game. You're probably going to get frustrated after 1 or 2 plays of it. That said, you will probably play it a couple of times if you do bring it out, because you'll be so frustrated because you'll get so close to winning and then just die. That's kind of how this game works for me anyway. I have a very low win rate on this game. It's fun, but yeah, so as far as when will it hit the table, when you need to fill some time.
Yes, yeah, and I'll add to that a little bit. I feel, for me, this would be an easy game to play with my family. It says 14 plus on the box, but honestly, I think if your kids are literate, they can probably play this.
Yeah.
If they can read.
There's a little bit of math to it, and it might be that it's a little bit of a darker theme, if you will, if you look at the theme very much, because you are
freezing to death.
You're freezing to death, and you're burning.
But if your family's anything like mine,
they're used to freezing.
That's reality. Yeah, that was reality. Really, a lot of the time. So, okay, yeah. So, anyways, I could see. Yeah, again, you'd pull this out any time when you have like 20 minutes to fill while you're waiting for dinner to finish cooking or something like that. Yep. Easy to pull out. So.
Yeah, we picked it up when we were down at the parents' place, and we played it with the parents a few times. So it's a good little game for anybody.
All right. How about theme?
Yep, it exists. I mean, there are frostbite cards. All of the pictures are these pieces of kindling that you would find around a house if you were trying to just burn all of these things and stay alive. So the theme definitely does go into the game. You are looking at ash values and heat values. The ash value being like how readily a piece would burn, and the heat value is how much fuel you would actually get from it, kind of thing. So there is some theme baked into it. But being a small box game, it's hard to really crunch a lot of theme into it. Yeah,
and you could always add theme by like turning on the air conditioning and or space heater, depending how well your fire's doing. Easy to control if you wanted to really add some tactile elements.
Just open a window in the middle of the night, and then you'll have the coldest night.
There you get the theme you want. Perfect.
There you go.
Component quality.
Hard to complain about it. It's cards.
Yeah,
cards are good.
Pretty standard cards. Yeah.
I guess I would say that the text on the cards is a little bit harder to read.
It's small and it's like italicized.
Yep. But once you understand like what the one word greatest means, you don't ever have to read it again. It does have good keywords on it, and just the text to describe the keyword for the first time, that's a little bit small.
Yeah.
But
minor quibble for me is that they're using the same images, like here with the rags and the towels, they're using the same image with different colors.
Yeah.
So, but that's like it's a minor quibble. You know, you're probably saving money on the game because of that, and it's not a game. It's not like a fancy big miniatures game or anything. So.
And there are a few different pieces of art in them, but there are duplicates.
Yeah. So you know, how about the mechanics and rules? Anything stand out to you?
So there is a deck of frostbite cards, and I think we would be remiss to not talk about the frostbite cards a little bit. Mm-hmm. They put restrictions on you, and there's one card that I don't like, and it came up actually in our gameplay of it. It is the all players can no longer talk. Which I get it's a way to restrict communication, it's a way to make a cooperative game harder. I've just never really liked it in a game. I play games to be more social with people.
Right.
And so cards like that, I've never really liked. Thankfully, there's only like one in there that is something outside of the game mechanics. The rest of it is all just like affecting the way that the game actually plays.
Yeah, it is weird because it does break out of the
fourth wall.
Feel. Yeah, it does break the fourth wall a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're playing with people and you just want them to shut up for a bit, I guess.
Then it's a good one.
Then it's a good one.
The other thing to note about the mechanics is there's a lot of randomness in this game. Like, the cards that you draw are really important, and it's a large deck of cards. There's 45 cards that you're going to go through. Some of them are really bad, and if you draw a hand of really, really bad cards, maybe I'm not playing it right. Maybe I need to be a little more ready to scavenge in that deck and find the better cards to play first. But a lot of times I find that, like, the randomness really gets to you.
Okay, well, I think that's kind of why we froze to death in our game, is that you just ended up with bad cards at the end of the...
I got stuck with 4 or 5 cards that I needed a high heat value in, and we just didn't have any heat. We couldn't ramp up the fire by the end. So.
But a mechanic I really do like. I do like how the heat and ash. That actually adds as well to the kind of the theme for me as well, because different woods, different items burn at different temperatures, require different temperatures to burn. So that little detail, it's a simple mechanic, but it adds a good. I think it works well with the game's theme. So
it is interesting that some of the cards that, like, you really want to play because they give you a lot of heat. It sometimes isn't ideal to actually up your fire unless you need to. Like, there are cards in this game that are an 8 ash value, and you can't play it unless your fire is at least 8 heat. Well, if you don't have that card in your hand, and you've upped your fire to 8 heat, your fire is going to die down by the time you draw that card. Yeah. And that is a unique kind of aspect of the game, which is, it's neat. I just feel like the randomness kind of makes that feel worse.
Right, okay, yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
And I think otherwise, speaking of that, I think difficulty-wise, the game-wise, like you were saying, you've played it several times, you have not beat it yet.
Yeah.
But I actually like that.
Yep.
I like the fact, it's not always nice to have a game where you can never win, but it's nice to have...
Yeah, because it is a short, cooperative, easy to play, easy to bring out game, it's not a terrible thing to not win it very often.
Yeah, and I think it makes it feel more exciting when you do win.
Yep.
Right, eventually. So yeah, again, you don't want all games like that. But I think for a game like this, it works.
Like, I wouldn't want to run through a bunch of scenarios of Gloomhaven and have my Savas just
you don't want to have one of the players in your party in Gloomhaven continuously screw over
the same scenario because the tank doesn't tank for.
No, he tanks really well. I mean, it's just that he does damage to a lot of his allies sometimes because they get in his way. But anyways, that's not important here. So overall, game-wise, any other comments you'd like to make?
I think it's fun. It's quick, it's easy. Don't get too invested in it because the randomness will kick your butt sometimes.
Okay, yeah, same with me. Good, quick, easy game. I enjoyed it. I felt it was very fast-paced. But it wouldn't have to be. I think if somebody needed to take their time, that's fine. But we were playing it very quickly, and I've never played it before, and it was not a problem.
Once you learn how to play, it's literally
easy to go.
Play a card, draw
good, quick game, and that's all I've got to say on this. So we'll see you next time. Have a real good time.
See ya. There's definitely that one card in here that's like, it's an 8 ash value, and it's a 1 heat, and it's also a burn 1. I think it's the wallpaper. Oof, it kills me every time.
Did we get that one?
Yeah, you played it.
Okay, I didn't.
You played it, we lost because of it.
Oh, did we?
Okay. Right there.
Yeah. I hated that one because it was also a burn 1.
Yeah. That is the single.
But I had to get rid of it when I could.
Yep.
Right? So
that's what killed you, right? That's why you need to go high heat.
Yeah.
Play this card and then do a bunch of low heat cards to bring you back up.
Right.
You have to cycle your heat. And I think that's the strategy of the game, is figuring out how to cycle your heat effectively.
Right.